We continue to read from the prayers of Kunti Devi. We are on the third prayer, and that is Bhagavatam 1.8.20. You yourself descend to propagate the transcendental science of devotional service unto the hearts of the advanced transcendentalists and mental speculators who are purified by being able to discriminate between matter and spirit. How then can we women know you perfectly? So, we'll read from the purport of Srila Prabhupada. We did that. Okay. Although Kunti had the body of a woman, she was a devotee. Therefore, she was not like an ordinary, unintelligent woman. Rather, she was the most intelligent, for she recognized Krishna to be the supreme Godhead. He has come to me to offer me respect, materially appearing to be my nephew, but he is the supreme personality of Godhead. So Kunti Devi, she's saying, I'm just an innocent woman, but she is actually most intelligent. It doesn't matter we are man or woman. It doesn't matter. We just have to accept that we are, Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and she accepts it. Because we are the soul, we are not man or woman or, belonging to a particular country or a particular society. All that does not matter. Those are designations of the body. What is important is that we are all eternal spirit souls, and each of us has an eternal loving relationship with Sri Krishna Bhagavan. So she's saying he's the Supreme Lord. He's the Bhagwan himself, but he has come to offer me respect because he's playing the role of my nephew. Therefore, in a previous verse, she said, Alakshyam sarva bhutanam antar bahir avasthitam. You are not seen by ordinary men, although you are everywhere, inside and outside. In another verse also, she said, Na lakshyase mudadrisha. Fools and rascals cannot see you. This indicates that Kunti saw him. Unless she were able to see Krishna as he is, how could she say, Na lakshya se mudadrisha? She also said, Prakrite param, you are transcendental to this material creation. So she saw him means she understood his transcendental position. She understands the position of Sri Krishna, of who he is. She's able to understand that. That's the reason she's able to recite these prayers. She says, not everyone can see you. Not everyone is able to understand you. But she is able to understand Krishna. What is his supreme position? We might say, yes, I know Krishna. Oh, I know he was he was born in Gokul. I know he used to steal butter. Yeah, and he had so many pastimes. He killed the demons and he killed the demons. Then he married so many wives. And yeah, I know. But to understand Krishna is to understand his supreme position. Who is he actually? What is his form? His pastimes? That is to be able, that is to say that, to know Krishna, to see Krishna. Now here also in this verse, Kunti continues to express herself with humility. This humility is very good in devotional service. Therefore, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches us, Trinada api sunichena, taror api sahisnuna. One should be more tolerant than the tree and humbler than the grass to make progress in spiritual life. This is necessary because for one who is living in the material world, there will be so many disturbances, just as if one were traveling on the ocean. One cannot expect a very peaceful situation on the ocean. Even a big ship may also be unsteady, and at any moment, there may be tumultuous waves. Similarly, in this material world, we should always expect danger. One cannot expect a very peaceful life within this material world. The Shastra, the Vedic literature says, Padam Padam Yat Vipadam. Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 14, Text 58. Brahmaji says this in his prayers. Padam Padam Yat Vipadam. That there is danger at every step in this material world. But if one becomes a devotee, then one can escape Mayam Etam Tarantite. Krishna says that this material world, this divine energy of mind, which comprises of three modes of material nature, is very difficult to overcome. It's not, we cannot overcome this material nature. But he says, one who has surrendered unto me can very easily cross beyond it. Devi hi esha gunamai mam maya duratyaya. Mam maya duratyaya. Very difficult to overcome. She's my divine energy. Devi hi esha gunamai. Devi hi esha gunamai. Mam maya duratyaya. He's saying she's my maya. She is mine, but it's very difficult to give up. But then he says that one who surrenders unto me, mam eva ye prapadyante, mayam etam tarantite, that those who surrender unto me can very easily cross beyond it. So if we truly want to cross this material ocean, truly want liberation, only thing we have to do is surrender to Krishna, and that needs humility. So that's the reason humility is a very important aspect of bhakti, very, very important aspect, understanding the supreme position of Sri Krishna, that I am not great, but he is great, and that requires humility. If one takes to Krishna consciousness in the beginning, there will be many disturbances caused by Maya, the material energy of illusion. Maya will test us to see how firmly we are fixed in Krishna consciousness, because she is also an agent of Krishna. She does not allow anyone the freedom to disturb Krishna. Therefore, she tests very rigidly to see whether we have taken to Krishna consciousness to disturb Krishna or are actually serious. That is Maya's business. So in the beginning, there will be tests by Maya, and we shall feel so many disturbances while making progress in Krishna consciousness. But if we follow the rules and regulations and chant regularly as prescribed, then we shall remain steady. If we neglect these principles, Maya will capture us immediately. Maya is always ready. We are in the ocean, and at any moment, we may be disturbed. Therefore, one who is not disturbed at all is called Paramhamsa. So, Maya Devi, she tests us. Why? Because she is a servant of Krishna. So it's her duty. It's her duty. She's just doing her duty. We shouldn't get upset at her. She's doing a thankless task. It's her service to keep us here in this material world. And only if we are really sincere to go back to Krishna, not to disturb him, but are seriously to want to be with Krishna, then she lets us go. So that's the reason she tests us. What is our intention? Is our intention merely to disturb Krishna? Then she does not let us approach him, because she is very faithful to Krishna. She's very faithful. She does not want anyone to disturb her master. So she gives us the tests to see what is our intention? What is our intention? So she tests rigidly. That is her business. So what are we advised? That we follow the rules and regulations and chant regularly. Then we can remain steady. This is what we have to do. Just follow the rules and regulations. The rules and regulations. No illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication, and no meat eating, and chant the Hare Krishna mantra, hear from Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. And then Maya Devi will see, your intention is you really want to be with Krishna. You don't want to disturb him. Then she helps us. She helps us because she wants us also to go back home. She wants us. All devotees want everyone to be united back to Krishna. She is a devotee also. So she also wants us to go back home. So Kunti Devi therefore says, Tatha Paramhamsanam, you are meant to be understood by the Paramhamsas. The word Parama means ultimate and Hamsa means swan. So Paramhamsa. What does Paramhamsa mean? Ultimate swan. So it means perfect swan. If we give a swan milk mixed with water, the swan will take the milk and leave aside the water. So the swans have that ability. You give them a mixture of milk and water, they will drink only the milk and they will leave behind the water. So who is the perfect Paramhamsa? Perfect swan. Paramhamsa means the perfect swan. Similarly, this material world is made of two natures, the inferior nature and the superior nature. The superior nature means spiritual life, and the inferior nature is material life. There's a person who gives up the material part of this world and takes only the spiritual part is called Paramhamsa. So because a Paramhamsa, he understands how to spiritualize everything, how to see everything in relation with Krishna, how to see everything is connected with Krishna, how everyone is connected to Krishna, how nothing is beyond Krishna. And so he is seeing Krishna everywhere and Krishna's energy everywhere. And then he's not disturbed. He understands everything is happening with the will of the Lord. And he's an instrument in the Lord's will. And he's seeing all the resources. Everything belongs to the Lord and he uses them in the service of the Lord. And he's seeing everyone as the spirit soul, as a part of the Lord. So one should know that the activities of the body are due to the soul within the body. That is the real fact. The body is only the outward covering. So we think of a body, very valuable, but it has value as long as the soul is inside. Once the soul leaves this body, it's called a dead body. So the body is a covering of who we truly are. We are the spirit soul who is inside this body. Similarly, one should know that Krishna is the real center of all activities. And one who knows this is a Paramhamsa. Thus, Bhakti Yoga is for the Paramhamsa who knows that Krishna is the central fact. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate. I am the source of everything. Everything emanates from me. So we wonder, where did this material world come from? Where do the trees come from, plants, the animals, the fish, even the buildings, whatever we see, our possessions, we ourselves, our bodies, our souls. Where are we coming from? The source is Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate. Everything is coming from Krishna. So one who knows not only theoretically, but practically that Krishna is the cause of all causes. One who is convinced of this is a Paramhamsa. So once when we realize this knowledge, we are able to, we actually know it, know it not in theory as we are knowing it now. We are trying to understand it. Oh, everything belongs to Krishna is the source. But once when we practically can see that Krishna is the cause of all causes, practically we know that Krishna is the cause of all causes, then that stage is a Paramhamsa stage. So that's the reason it's called science of God, science of God. Why? Because you can practically do it. It's not a theory only. It's not only a philosophy. No, it's practical. So that Krishna is the real center of all activities. We all like to do so many activities. We have so many desires and we are, moving about, but we need to come to the point that Krishna is the center of all my activities. And so how can I please Krishna with my activities? That is Paramhamsa. Kunti Devi says, you are meant for the Paramhamsas, not for the rascals and fools. You are meant for the Paramhamsas and Munis. The word Muninam refers to those who are thoughtful or to mental speculators. And the word Amalatmanam refers to one who has no dirty things in his heart. So Kunti Maharani is saying that you are meant for people who are who are fixing their mind on you, who are trying to understand you, who are thoughtful, who are trying to understand what this material world is about, what is self-realization about, and those who are already on that platform also, the Paramhamsas, but not for ordinary people who have material desires. Amalatmanam means a pure heart, no material desires. The heart of a materialistic person is full of dirty things. What are those dirty things? Lust and greed. All materialistic persons are lusty and greedy, and therefore their hearts are understood to be full of dirty things. But Amalatmana refers to those who are freed from these two contaminations. So here Kunti Maharani is saying that it's meant for the Paramhamsas and the Munis. Bhakti Yoga is meant for those whose hearts are cleansed, not for the lusty and greedy. Of course, those who are lusty and greedy may try to advance, and gradually they may do so. But once one is situated in Bhakti Yoga, there is no more lust or greed. Viraktir anyatra cha. Bhagavatam 11:42. This is the test. When one is free from lusty desires and greed, then he is situated in Bhakti Yoga and is actually a Paramhamsa. Kunti Devi humbly submits, you are meant for the Paramhamsas and Munis, those who are cleansed in heart and are engaged in Bhakti Yoga. But what are we? We are simply women, we are in lower class. How can we understand you? Although she understands everything, she still takes the position of an ordinary woman and says, how can I understand you? This is humility. So she's not saying, yes, now I know Krishna, I know you, I know who you are in truth, I know your position, I know your tattva. No, she's still taking a humble position. Oh, I don't know you. She knows him, she understands him, but she still says, oh, I don't know, how can I understand you? This is humility. So we are hearing that Bhakti Yoga is meant for those who are not lusty or greedy. Then what happens to us? We have a lot of material desires in our heart. What do we do? What shall we do? Because Krishna says that that devotional service begins from the liberated platform, Brahma Bhuta, from the liberated platform. So, but what do we do? So there is bhakti in practice and bhakti in perfection. So what do? We continue, we practice hearing and chanting, remembering Krishna, worshipping the deity, and we will see gradually that our material desires are cleansed and we'll be situated in our true position. True position means it's Paramhansa stage is the original position of a living entity, of the soul. So the process is given to us, hearing and chanting. Lord Chaitanya says, it doesn't matter who you are, what's in your heart, what position you are in, doesn't matter. You just hear and chant. That's all. Just hear and chant, and everything will come. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Any comments?
I've read it before, but this makes more sense. So thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Kunti Maharani ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.